Hello, today I'd like to touch on a little bit of the realms of relationship, and this can apply obviously to your intimate relationships, relationships in regards to friends, family, colleagues, business partners, all of that sort of thing. And as some of you are aware, your intimate relationships do tend to be the ones with the most challenges and the most capacity or potential, should I say, for growth. So I'm probably going to use the context more of intimate relationships when I'm talking about this. However, this can apply to obviously many other relationships. And so when people are in a relationship or they're no longer in a relationship with people, places and things, they can be very quick to point their fingers out or to reflect on what the other has presented or not presented. And sometimes there can be a little bit of a lack of accountability or self-responsibility as to what oneself has engaged with and or not engaged with in the relationship, and in the breaking down or the crumbling or the dismantling of a relationship. And yeah, I just want to give this a opportunity to check in with ourselves and ensure that we are not engaging in self-sabotaging behaviours, and if we are, then obviously being aware of that and not responding and reacting from that place, but how maybe we can move through into a different space to operate from. So a little bit of a personal share, I guess. The first sort of prominent life event that I can remember of self-sabotaging behaviour for myself. I was about 15 and I was in this relationship, and it was my first love, and I was not in my integrity and in my values at one point in the relationship, and I damaged the relationship. And, through my own, obviously, parental stories that I had, and wasn't maybe so conscious of them and how they were playing out back then. And obviously that sort of led to a lack of self-value within oneself, therefore it was difficult to receive unconditional love, or even just love in general, from a really loving, kind and caring person in that space. So yes, I self-sabotaged that relationship, and I'm smiling, but I can now, but it was challenging for a while to come to grips with what I had engaged in, and the self-responsibility of that. I was very quick to realise it was my own actions and inactions that caused that, and there was many years of internal suffering that came from that. And I guess other ways in which this has played out quite a lot in my early years would be through substance abuse as well. So yeah, self-sabotaging behaviours obviously can come out not just in relationship with people, but can obviously be with things and with places. And I guess nowadays we sort of, the question might be, well, why do people do it, or why are we engaging in this? And surely we're all emotionally intelligent enough now to understand the reasons why. If you're not in that place, then a potential offering would be to maybe look into that, so that you are aware of as to why those kind of behaviours are playing out in your life. And yeah, I guess the first thing I want to remind us is that we're not our thoughts, our emotions and our stories. Those are things that get created, and they may wish to move through you. However, we can remind ourselves that that's not our core identity, and it's not the real truth of who we are. It's just something that we're experiencing in this humanly life. And we get to an awareness that it's there, but we also get the choice to how we want to engage and whether we want to engage from that place. We can engage almost, someone could say, separate from those stories and from those thoughts and from those emotions, without bypassing the fact that they exist and that they are there within your awareness or within your body. And so obviously the next thing is to remind you to be able to self-regulate and have self-compassion for what you're experiencing and what you're going through. Will make it a lot easier, or should I say more graceful, and potentially less challenging, and you may be less likely to move forward or to engage from the place of the wounding and the trauma and the self-sabotaging thoughts, feelings, emotions and stories. And then obviously the last thing I want to remind you is communication. Especially with if this is a relationship to do with a person, and even more so if it's an intimate person. This is a person that you may be spending a lot of your time with, then communication is just super important, and finding out the ways in which you each communicate best, finding out the moments in time and space in which you can really drop in and be able to do that as well, and recognizing that there may always never be a perfect time, but finding the best time as possible to be able to communicate what might be going on for you and what you're experiencing, and also then being able to express what is it that you actually need. And then also, if those needs can't be met in the exact way that you're asking for, being able to also find a way in which, whether it be through some sort of negotiation, or you may get those needs met somewhere else, because not everyone can meet our needs 100% of the time and 100% of the ways that we may need them to, but it's very important that we communicate that. And then there's like a realm of almost like negotiating of how to work with that. Now, when I'm saying getting your needs met, I'm not saying like, I'm not insinuating, you go out and you go do behaviors that are outside your values and your integrity of your relationship. I'm saying, okay, well, if you're not able to process something with that person, then maybe you have a friend that helps you with that, or maybe going for a walk in nature. These are just ideas and concepts I'm just sort of giving you so that you're able to understand what it is that I'm expressing here. And there's many ways in which you can get your needs met. And obviously it is nice if you can do that with that person. However, if they're not always able to do that, then recognizing that you have other resources, whether that be external or considered more internal, that you can also engage with to assist you through the process of what it is that you're moving through. So yes, you are more than welcome to leave any comments and questions in the comment section down below, and I will see you in the next vlog.